Hello friend and welcome, this is Angelo and here we're going to see 4 traps in the Italian opening, this one that you can see right now. And after the move e4 you can reply with the move e5, very solid system actually, and White has a lot of traps actually. I create other videos about them, you're very welcome to check them. And of course I have a very detailed article on the website, and if you know the traps then you can avoid them step by step. Now after this move we can reply here, and now we have the Italian defense. First trap from our side, it's very popular and many players can fail into this, because here we are offering a pawn and they will say free pawn, I'm going to take it, and not only that, I'm threatening to create a double attack, but we can create a double attack first, attacking the knight and that pawn. He can take here, he can feel happy because I'm threatening heavy pieces here, the queen and the rook, but we can take and we are threatening the rook with check. By the way, it's another double attack because one piece is attacking 2 enemy pawns or points actually. He has to move the rook in order to avoid losing the rook by check, and after this we can take here, attacking the king, and after this we are winning with 3 main key ways actually. How are you going to play? And the best move of course is a knight here, the smothered checkmate, attacking the enemy king, and we won. Trap number 2, fishing pole trap. Actually we can see this in the Spanish opening as well. For example, White can play here bishop on b5 and we can do something similar. And here we can develop our knight, he can castle, and now we can play knight to g4. Wow, what a move here, knight g4, and he's going to say I'm going to neutralize his piece, go away, you're not very welcome here, so he's going to play something like h3. Why not? And here the trap comes, we can play h5, inviting him to capture our knight, and if he just takes the knight then we can take with a pawn. Now his knight is under attack and he has to take a decision. If he plays knight h2 we can play queen here on h2, attacking the knight and threatening checkmate in the next move, so he is losing here. And if he goes there in order to escape completely, then again we have this queen here, we are threatening checkmate in 2 squares. He can play something like this, tricky and very nice, a smart defense, try to escape with the king. However, before give this check we should resist the temptation, don't give the check immediately, but you have this amazing move, pawn to g3, cutting off the enemy escape squares actually, and then he cannot do anything at all. We can deliver a checkmate. And from White side, from White point of view actually, if he would like to avoid these traps, because it's not very serious to move the same piece twice, we made a mistake here. If you would like to avoid this trap you can castle here. I'm spoiling the fun, but if your opponent knows this one then you can hit for another trap. And now let's move forward. We can see actually the main line here, bishop to c4, what more natural than that, going directly to the Italian. And now he can play this one, we can play d6, and after this move we can play bishop to g4. Bishop g4, he can castle, and now we can deliver a very strong attack by knight to d4. This knight is pinned, he played very normal moves and you don't understand when he made the mistake actually. When is the mistake? Just castle and try to avoid the traps. And now he can play different moves, for example something like this, we have queen f6, increasing the pressure here on the pinned piece, he can take and we're completely ignore him. You capture a piece but we don't care about that because we have a check. What are you going to do now? Your king is under attack, he can take and we can take, and you can see this amazing combination of the pieces is completely winning. For example, he can play something like this, this is a check and the final checkmate like that, because we have the powerful bishop here. During this particular game, after this move, White can try this tricky move, bishop here, sacrificing something to confuse you actually, and if you just take, he's dreaming to give a check, something like this, but you are completely winning, you can accept that one. And after this check, for example, you can take this as well. He can take a piece back, he already sacrifices, he already sacrificed 2 pieces. For that reason we are winning here, and we can play knight f6 here, attacking the queen, and everything is just fine. I just noticed that my camera had some issues. Maybe they hacked me again or something. Someone has access to my camera and maybe he's going to see the videos before you. But okay, what to do? And now black is completely winning because we have extra pieces here, right? And this was one trick to take here with the knight, or he can give this check, but now we can take with the queen because we are threatening his queen as well. So we are completely winning here. And now sit comfortable because I'm going to show you another amazing trap, Chigorin trap in this Italian system. We can play the two knights defense. He can play something like this, the gioco pianissimo, as we explained in the previous video, the separation of the Italian systems. And after this we can develop our pieces very easily. We can do it in different ways actually. You can develop your pieces, your bishop there as well, and after that we can play d6, and after this we can play the move h6, because now he would like first of all to attack our pieces, to pin and make sure that we're not going to move this knight. And this is a huge concept actually to the beginners. When shall I pin the pieces? When shall I not pin it? And here we can see that this knight is already on b1, and this is not good for white, because he would like to have this knight here and jumping instantly on knight to d5 in order to create some pressure, as we did it previously. And if you would like to improve your positional understanding actually, and understand when to put this pin or not, how to play with the bishop and how to play with all of other pieces, you are very welcome to check 11 positional chapters. I have a cool solution for you. Would you like to put your pieces in the best possible positions? Then I have a step-by-step guide to help you improve with confidence your positional chess. This course created by me and international masters Mateusz Kolosowski and Valery Lilioff. Activity: the well-placed pieces will give you the right to create powerful tactics and successful attacks. Inside the course you are going to learn how to play with your pieces, every single piece. You are going to learn the thinking system, how to understand the openings in better way, how to evaluate properly a position, and many more. We have 11 chapters in total, and some of them are very advanced. For example, you are going to learn all the positional principles, the positional sacrifices, and many more things. If you are interested, you are very welcome to follow the link below of that video and learn more. And coming back from this cool solution, now we're going to see how to play with the black pieces. Now we can kick him away with this. Kick the bishop away. If he just take, we can recapture with the queen, everything is just fine. But he can go here, maintaining the pin, right? But now we have this one, and now we have huge problems. What are you going to do now with your pieces? You cannot really sacrifice everything here because the knight is not ready. You cannot create any threats there. We have time to consolidate, to kick him away from this pin, and he can go back, and now we have the perfect way to continue our attack, because these Italian systems are closed systems in many times and nothing will happen in the center of the board. For that reason we can attack in the side, and guess it correctly, we can attack here. We are offering this pawn, by the way, but we're threatening this one to attack the bishop. He has two options here. One of them is the direct approach to capture immediately there. He's threatening again the f7 pawn. How are you going to play? We're going to attack. He can take here. I'm going to take your queen. But we don't care about that because we can capture here. And say, what are you doing? What are you doing? The bishop is not worth as much as the queen because I can take your queen. Your majesty is gone. How are you going to continue? And in order to continue, we need little more pieces here. And bishop to g5, attacking the enemy queen. He can go here, knight to d4, jumping forward, continue with the threats, and we just sacrifice the queen, but the queen is not important here because we have a lot of dynamic in the position and a lot of active pieces. And he can play something like this, finally complete the development, and now comes the final blow. And the final blow is coming with our very strong move. Can you find it? Pause the video. Unpause, and here we have the very strong double threat here, attacking the king and queen. we are not giving a lot of options. He has to take, and now we can take. And believe it or not, we are threatening. We are threatening a checkmate with this pawn. The pawn is protected by the rook actually, and we have the powerful bishop. He can take, for example, here, and we have this beautiful pawn. This is a checkmate. We are attacking, we are protecting that pawn, and we are controlling some squares around the king. He cannot go anywhere. This is a checkmate. For that reason, he might think, okay, I can take it, right? But now we have a checkmate in one move. Can you find it? If you find it, write in the comments below. And the checkmate is like this, the Greco checkmate, attacking the enemy king. However, we didn't finish yet, because after this, of course, he can take our pawn, but he has another variation. And the other variation say, okay, I'm going to play h3. And this is the way how can you win more and more and more games, because you can see the trap is deeper. It's not only one move trap, it's a deeper trap. For that reason, I added to the last. But right now we know from the attack that this point here, it's a hook, because we have the knight and the pawn in this direction, and we can touch the enemy pawns very quickly, and we are forcing him to open up lines, and we can do that by this amazing move, g4. This is the amazing move. Of course, he can play this move h3 earlier actually in other move orders. He can play it even easier, and you know how to attack right now. After this, he can play h3. Now we have this. He can exchange, and he can play something like this, because again he's dreaming to go here, and we don't care. We would like to attack. We have this beautiful move, and now we are attacking the knight, but we are attacking the bishop, because our bishop is powerful, pinning that pawn down. And after this, he's threatening our rook and our queen. What to do now? Don't panic, because we have the solution, and the solution is taking there. What he's going to do? He's going to take our queen, and now we can deliver a checkmate in one move, like this, the Arabian checkmate with the rook and the knight. These are very funny traps, very cool traps to follow the games actually, to win a lot of games with e5. And if you would like to become a better player, you are very welcome to subscribe on my website. Thanks for your time, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Here it's time for action. This is the initial page of my website, and here you can click Give me access to get access to free lessons. You can read this page, and if you scroll down, here you can add your name and your email. After that, you're going to take a free lesson how to avoid chess blunders. So, time for action is now, and you're very welcome to join my mail list.